Hello, good morning. This is the Headbanging Zulu here. Believe it or not, we're experiencing some of the hottest weather here we've had, and the lighting in here is terrible. So what the Americans would say, go figure. But you can't win in this country. But it is absolutely boiling hot outside. It makes a change. It's normally raining this time of year, but it is cooling down. But in the UK, you get sort of like a couple of days or 3 days of hot weather, and that's your lot for the year. The rest of it's mediocre, to say the least. I'm here today to enter Black Star Vinyl's Rob 250 subs contest. Well done, mate, for getting there. And basically he set us 5 questions to answer. I might have a problem with this. I could do the first 2, but all the stuff I don't like, if you've seen my previous videos, I'm going to have to just talk about them because I don't own any of their records. Because my regular viewers will know that anything I don't like or can't stand, I don't keep in here. I can't afford to, and I ain't got the space to store it, so I've got to be quite ruthless. So if I can't stand them, they're basically, I just don't keep them, period. But I hope I can get through this okay. But the first question is, show me a cover song that I think is better than the original. That's the easiest one of the lot to me, and that's by W.A.S.P. Aaron's just held up this album on his video I watched this morning and thoroughly enjoyed. But this is The Real Me by W.A.S.P. Now this song was originally done by The Who, I think for Quadrophenia. I may be wrong, but I'm 100% sure I'm right. But I find that the Who version and Blackie's version was far superior to the original version. So yeah, so I'm going with that one. As you know, I'm not into really cover versions. I like listening to original music. But Blackie certainly did nail that one. It's just, you know, coming from him, it just sounds a lot easier, a lot better. But the second question is another easy one. It may not be the most attractive one, but I'm going to show me Johnny Cash album. For the simple reason is, these inner sleeves. Now, if anybody was born in my age gap, I was born in 1966, will remember these, and I do fondly. And this is the thing that got me into record collecting all those years ago. And it's all the adverts, the new records. Now I know Metal Mickey showed a collage. I'm not copying him because his are just a collage of band pictures. These are all albums you could actually purchase at the time. And I used to love looking at these as a kid. And you got artists like Selena Jones, Tony Bennett, Johnny Cash, the Pattersons, Percy Faith. But yeah, I just absolutely love this sort of stuff in a record. Another one I like is when you get the cassette and the skull and crossbones. And the message, home taping is killing music. And I find, you know, it's all part of the scene back then. And I just absolutely love that sort of stuff in my inner sleeves. I've also, what I want to do, also, as a sub-question, is show the most embarrassing thing you've ever found in an inner sleeve. I've got protractors, lollipop sticks, and I've heard of people finding condoms and other stuff. I'm not saying whether they're used or not, but I'll leave that one to your imagination. But yeah, I just love these old covers, especially the sort of plain white ones, when they have a blue cassette or something like I've just shown you. And it brings back a lot of memories to me in the 70s. Band I hate, song I love. Now, I don't own any music by this band, but a band I hate is Status Quo. Can't stand them. But a song I think they did was half decent was Caroline. Unfortunately, I don't own a copy to show you. I wouldn't buy it. A friend of mine loves Status Quo, and I've got a few friends who like it, but I'm sorry, it's not my cup of tea. Next question. Band I want to wipe off the face of the musical industry. That's an easy one as well. Beatles. The reason why is I can't stand them, and B, I think the most overhyped band in musical history. I can't remember where. I think I was in London, and I can't remember what country he come from, but he weren't UK. And he said, "You must like the Beatles. You're English." And I said, "No, I can't stand them." Saying that, I was a massive fan of George Harrison. I did like his albums, but I did not like the Beatles. They only sort of lasted about 7 years, and the Stones, they formed about the same time. They're still going strong. But when you hear on these programmes, what's the greatest band to come out of UK? Beatles. I just think it's rubbish. As an Englishman, it just makes me ashamed. I think you got bands like Jerry and the Pacemakers. I think they came out of Liverpool and they were just as good. Animals, what about them? They were just as good. And you got the big bands like the Stones, the Who. I think they're brilliant. But what's wrong with the Who? Then in the 70s, you got bands like the Genesis. Stones were still going strong. And they did make a contribution to British music. But it's just when people start telling me they're the greatest band to ever come out of the UK, or that they're the only thing that ever came out of the UK, and I just don't like it. I think, so you're not a record collector. Listen to some more British music. The Clash to me are a lot better than the Beatles ever were. Like I said before, the Animals, they were better than the Beatles. I just don't like the Beatles, so I'm going to stop there before me trap gets me into a bit of trouble. So I would wipe them off the face of the earth, but I would keep George Harrison out of the equation because I thought he was genuinely talented. Prize possession. That's simple, but I've given this one a lot of thought. I've got several. But one of me most prized possession is me heat press, what I used to make my t-shirts. It's not brand new, but I've had it for about a year. It's top quality, and I get very anal about it. Nobody touches it apart from me, because what people do is they smash them down. You've got to handle them like a pretty woman, really gentle, and you've got to treat them right. Otherwise, you get problems. But every time I used to have the old one, and I used to let people use it. It was like I could hear the bang from your sit room, and my heart just stopped. And that's why I'll never let anybody touch my new one. And you've got to treat them like a woman, otherwise they start misbehaving. I'm very anal about it, put it that way. And it's all covered over next door, and I get the hives if somebody I know's touched it. That's my most prized possession, my heat press. Plus for the fact it took me a long time to get it. It's a high quality one, and I had to do a lot of work to get that heat press. That's another reason why. But I'm really anal about my heat press. But that's me. I've got to do an impression, haven't I? Well, I'm going to do. I don't like doing impressions of people. I've been doing an impression of the headbanging Zulu all my life, but I just go knife. That's Scott. That's the only one I can half do, and that's my Scott Waters impression. But I'm not into impersonating other people. I love the VC so much, but that's it. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this offering, and a big congratulations to Rob on reaching your 250 subs, mate. You've been showing some great music just lately. I've been making lists. I've been meaning to pick some of it up, but I'd just like to say thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you soon. And you see, I put my W.A.S.P t-shirt on today, so I feel might play a bit of that Real Me album in a minute. But okie doke, folks. Stay nice and love each other. Tom Sience.